we have to get the go-ahead because we go live.
Okay.
So we're getting the cue from our director.
Here we go. Welcome, everyone, to the Spokane City Council meeting for February 7th, legislative session. And why don't we start with the roll?
Council President Beggs.
Here.
Councilmember Bingle.
Here.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Present.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Present.
Councilmember Stratton.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Present.
Councilmember Zabone.
Here.
Let the record reflect that all council members are present.
All right. And we have two proclamations and one salutation. And we're going to start with a proclamation for Black History Month. Councilmember Wilkerson, joined by her guest, Walter Kendricks, Pastor Kendricks. Thanks.
Thank you. Quick point of privilege, a big shout out to the students from Lewis and Clark High School who joined me today in raising the Pan-African flag. It was inspiring to me to see young people participate and encouraging that our city is really trying to be a city for everyone, respecting all cultures. The proclamation. Whereas Black History Month has been officially celebrated in the United States since 1976 bicentennial, with the objective to promote the many cultural, economic, political, and social contributions made by African Americans that helped to build this great nation. And whereas the City of Spokane takes great pride in the members of our Black community, in honors organizations, families, and individuals of African American descent in appreciation of their invaluable contributions in many professions and fields, including healthcare, education, law, government, business, science, sports, and the arts in the United States and the United States Armed Forces that continue to enrich the history and culture of our city-wide while continuing to unite and sustain us as a community. And whereas the national theme for Black History Month 2022, Black Health and Wellness, calls on communities to acknowledge and celebrate the legacy of Black scholars and medical practitioners in Western medicine and throughout the African diaspora, as well as raise awareness for ongoing initiatives that are helping to decrease the disparity of access to quality health care that still exists today. Now, therefore, I, Nadine Woodward, Mayor of the City of Spokane, on behalf of the citizens of Spokane, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2022 as Black History Month in Spokane and encourage all citizens to honor the national and local legacy of African Americans who have made significant contributions throughout our shared history. And tonight we have the Reverend Walter Kendricks, Commissioner of African American Affairs, here to receive this. Reverend Kendricks.
Mr. Council President, and to the esteemed members of the council, including Councilwoman Wilkerson, I am so honored. Thank you for the invitation, and I am so honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of the African American community here in Spokane. We are definitely trying our best and willing to work in any area to continue to, for the betterment of the African American community, and in doing so, we better Spokane. So thank you so much. I am so honored to receive this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Our next proclamation is Play Therapy Week. Councilmember Stratton, joined by her guest, Fondra McGee.
Good evening. Whereas, according to the Association for Play Therapy, the National Professional Society that advances play therapy, play is our first language, and just as adults use words to communicate, children use play to express thoughts and feelings that might otherwise remain hidden. And whereas thousands of licensed mental health professionals, counselors, marriage and family therapists, psychiatric nurses, psychologists, clinical social workers, and school counselors within and outside of the United States use play therapeutically to help their clients, especially children, to describe and manage their behaviors and mental health problems. And whereas the City of Spokane is grateful for the local organizations who provide play therapy and help children to understand, express, and cope with life's most difficult problems. Now, therefore, I, Nadine Woodward, Mayor of the City of Spokane, on behalf of the citizens of Spokane, do hereby proclaim the week of February 6th through the 12th, 2022, as Play Therapy Week in Spokane, and encourage citizens to join me in celebrating the importance of play for children and families and honoring the work done by therapists as they promote children's health. And now I will turn it over to Fondra McGee for some comments.
Yes, thank you very much. I thought I was going to have another board member joining me, but I don't see her on the council. Taryn Brown, if she's there.
I do see her, and she just waved.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I just want to introduce myself really quickly. I'm Fondra McGee, school counselor at Stevens Elementary School in Spokane Public Schools. And Taryn?
Hi, I'm the outreach director with the Washington Play Therapy Association, and I also work with Spokane Public Schools as a multi-tier support specialist.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having us tonight. We'll just be brief and say, play therapy is a very powerful tool for addressing cognitive, behavioral, and emotional challenges. Play is our first language, and just as adults use words to communicate, kids use play. So thank you very much for this, and Taryn's going to give you another thank you, but we sure appreciate you guys recognizing us.
Yeah, just on behalf of the Washington Play Therapy Association, I want to thank you guys for recognizing the work that all of our play therapists do in our community. They really show up every day providing the tools that the kids need to be able to express themselves in the way that they know best, and that's through play. And we just really appreciate this.
All right. Thank you, Fondra and Taryn, for joining us and for all the work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now we have a salutation regarding the Human Rights Awards. Councilmember Zappone is going to read, and he is joined by our own Spokane Human Rights Commission Chair, Lance Kistler. Councilmember Zappone.
Thank you very much. Saluting the 2021 Spokane Human Rights Awards winners and their commitment to advancing human rights, diversity, equity, inclusion in our community. Whereas the City of Spokane Human Rights Commission is dedicated to addressing issues related to human rights and unjust discrimination and implementation of programs consistent with the needs of all residents of the City of Spokane. And whereas the Commission believes that it is important to recognize the individuals, organizations, and businesses that have championed human rights issues and demonstrated dedication to the advancement of human rights in our community. And whereas the Commission partnered with the Spokane County Human Rights Task Force to establish the Human Rights Awards Committee to plan and organize the annual Spokane Human Rights Awards. And whereas community members nominated individuals, organizations, and businesses for the Spokane Human Rights Awards, and winners were selected by the Human Rights Awards Committee based on the nomination, as well as other factors, including history of community involvement, population served, area of focus, and current events in the Spokane area and beyond. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Spokane City Council that we hereby recognize the 2021 Spokane Human Rights Awards winners and salute Jan Baker, Jennifer Mesa, Angel Tomeo Sam, and Katie Urbanik for their efforts to protect and advance human rights and the positive impact their leadership has on the Spokane community. Brian Beggs, Spokane City Council President, do hereunto set his hand and cause the seal of the City of Spokane to be affixed this 7th day of February in 2022. And now I'll pass it over to the Chair of the Human Rights Commission, Lance Kistler.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for approving the salutation. And on behalf of the Spokane Human Rights Commission, we appreciate council's support of our efforts, and not only in helping us advance an Office of Civil Rights, Equity, and Inclusion in our city, but also celebrating those human rights advocates out there who are doing the work day after day, hitting the ground hard, and advancing human rights in our community. Thank you very much for your support, and congratulations to all our 2021 Human Rights Awards winners, and we look forward to celebrating, hopefully in person, this year for the 2022 event. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lance. All right, we have one Planning Commission appointment. Ms. Pfister?
Appointment of Ryan Patterson to a 4-year term on the Plan Commission to serve from February 7, 2022 to December 31, 2025.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? All right, congratulations, Ryan. Thanks for your service. And if you are interested in serving on a Spokane City Board or Commission, check out the webpage, Boards and Commissions, on the city website. You can read about the different opportunities and where the vacancies are and what they do. And almost all of them have an appointment process through the mayor's office. It's a very brief application. And then she interviews and decides who to nominate, and then council interviews and approves. Before we go to the legislative agenda, I just want to mention that a few people reported troubles signing in to testify tonight. Apparently, the button where you click is just a little bit small, and we're going to work on that and make that work better by next week. But if for some reason you really wanted to testify and you couldn't make it work, you can, should they email you, Jacoby? Yeah, you should. Jacoby is sitting in for Hannah Lee this evening. His email is gbrd@spokanecity.org. So go ahead and email him. We'll give a little bit of grace if you had some problems. So again, that's gbrd@spokanecity.org. If you're trying to connect in, the call-in number is 1-408-418-9388. That's 1-408-418-9388. The password is 0320. Password is 0320. And for those of you who are watching and trying to testify, you need to be on the phone because we have about a 20 to 30 second delay. So we'll miss you otherwise. We do have 3 people signed up for open forum later this evening, but we don't have anyone signed up for any specific ordinances or resolutions, and they're not that controversial, so that might be the reason why. But again, email Jacoby if you've got an issue. With that, I'll turn it over to Ms. Pfister.
Council President, before you move on, since our appointee to the Plan Commission has showed up and sat through all our proclamations, I didn't know if he had a word to say since he's been with us. Provide him that opportunity if he so chooses to take it.
Oh, did we? Oh, well, 2 problems. One, I missed the arts appointments. I just had, so is Mr. Hanson for the Planning Commission? Oh,
No, sir.
Correct.
I don't think there are any arts appointments. Those were done on the 24th.
Ryan was the woman earlier today.
I got Ryan.
You may, Mr. President, you may have received an email from me expressing the issues I was having with the sign-in link. I tried it one last time, obviously, before the council went live. I tried it one last time, and it worked.
Yeah.
So I sent you an email and said disregard.
Yeah, you're signed up for open forum at the end of the meeting. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I have on mine Arts Commission people, but maybe we changed it.
Council President?
Yeah. Councilmember Cathcart.
I was wondering if I can make a point of personal privilege after we finish the art confirmations.
Yes. Thank you.
Let me look in the packet because I don't have
Okay.
anything in my packet here.
We're just going to confirm whether we're doing Arts Commission this week or next week. We might have changed it so that we could interview people. But
If we need a motion to defer, I'm happy to do that too.
all right.
Oh, just give me 1 second.
Why don't you do your personal privilege right now while we do that? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to take a quick second and just thank the community for such a large outpouring of support over the weekend for the Lunar New Year celebration. It was frankly beyond, I think, anybody's wildest dreams what the first in 89 years was going to look like. And it was a pretty incredible sight. I think the mood was electric. Everybody had a real fun time. The fireworks were spectacular. The lion dancers were a lot of fun to watch. And for those interested, the estimate is that it was at least 8,000 people that came out and attended. The Hispanic Business Professional Association teamed up with the United We Stand organization to do a vaccine clinic. And they did 72 shots in 3.5 hours, which is the most apparently that they have done in one of these clinics. So that was really successful. All the vendors ran out of all their supplies, food. Everybody was wiped out by the end of the night. It was just an absolute amazing event. And I know they're already planning for next year, and it's going to be even bigger. So again, just wanted to thank the whole community for coming out, celebrating, supporting. And I think it definitely demonstrates that folks are ready for events like this, and they really want to have, positive cultural events to attend and in-person events to attend. So this was a wonderful experience.
All right. That's great. My wife and I were out of town, but watching pictures from afar, and we are also born in the year of the tiger. We are water tigers. So that was super exciting. Okay, it looks like we are going to do some Arts Commission appointments. So Ms. Pfister will read those 4 appointments.
Appointment of Michael Bethley, Dylan Lee, Kelly Baker, and Audrey Overstreet to a 3-year term on the Arts Commission to serve from January 1, 2022 to December 31, 2024.
All right. All those in favor of the Arts Commission appointments indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? All right. Thank you for your service. All right. Now we're at special budget ordinances.
Ordinance C 36-169, the title of this ordinance, I'm not sure why, I apologize, but the title is missing, so I'll read the title. Ordinance 36169, an ordinance carrying over from the 2021 fiscal year and reappropriating various funds for the use of certain departments and divisions of the city government and the budgeting of various outstanding grants, both revenues and expenses, of the city of Spokane, and thereby amending ordinance number C 36161 passed by the City Council December 13, 2021, and entitled an ordinance adopting the annual budget of the city of Spokane for 2022, making appropriations to the various funds of the city of Spokane government for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2022, and providing it shall take effect immediately upon passage and declaring an emergency. This action carries over budget authority for 2021 obligated budget items that were not completed at year end and appropriates various outstanding grants and capital expenditures, thereby amending ordinance C 36161 passed December 13, 2021.
All right. We don't have any public testimony for this. Was very self-explanatory in the reading of it, but does any council members have any commentary? All right, we'll go to a roll call. Councilmember Stratton.
Aye.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Aye.
Council President and I. Councilmember Cathcart.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Aye.
Councilmember Bingle.
Aye.
Councilmember Zappone.
Aye.
All right, that passes 7-0. Next special budget ordinance.
Ordinance C 36170, amending ordinance number C 36161 passed by the City Council December 13, 2021, and entitled an ordinance adopting the annual budget of the City of Spokane for 2022, making appropriations to the various funds of the City of Spokane government for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2022, and providing it shall take effect immediately upon passage and declared an emergency and appropriating funds in. Ordinance C 36170, public safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund, 1, increase appropriation by $68,000. A, of the increased appropriation, $68,000 is transferred to the Community Justice Services Department. And General Fund 1, increased revenue by $68,000. A, of the increased revenue, $68,000 is a transfer in from the Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund to the Community Justice Services Department. 2, increase appropriation by $68,000. A, approximately $63,000 of the appropriation is provided solely for an additional probation services specialist position from 2 to 3 positions funding salary and benefits. B, the remaining $5,000 of the appropriation is provided solely for equipment and training related to the probation services specialist position. This action adds 1 probation services specialist position from 2 to 3 positions in response to the drug possession ordinance, SMC 10.15.225 and 10.15.230.
All right, there is no public commentary so far. Any council commentary? All right, pretty straightforward. We'll go to a roll call. Councilmember Stratton.
Aye.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Aye.
Council President Sinai. Councilmember Cathcart.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Aye.
Councilmember Bingle.
Aye.
Councilmember Zappone.
Aye.
All right, that passes 7-0. Next, special budget ordinance.
Ordinance C-36-171, General Fund 1, increase appropriation by $270,000. A, of the increased appropriation, $270,000 is provided to the Community Housing and Human Services Department solely for the purpose of funding the increased cost of warming centers and to pay for damages incurred during the use of the facility. This action allows for the increased cost to provide any warming center at the Spokane Convention Center for Spokane citizens.
All right, this increases the budget authority for warming centers. And again, we don't have any public commentary. Do we have any council commentary? Councilmember Zappone.
Yeah, I know this has been an issue that we've talked a lot about in committees and briefing sessions, and I just want to make it clear for the record that I will be supporting this, although I am not happy to be supporting it. I think this was unnecessary because we didn't have a plan for the emergency shelters throughout the year, and look forward to hearing from the administration about a plan for the future so that we don't have unnecessarily high expenses when it comes to emergency shelters.
Councilmember Kinnear.
I want to echo what Councilmember Zappone said. And going forward, we do need better planning. This is frustrating for us because while we want to do what's right for our houseless community, we do need a plan. We've known that this was going to happen. It happens every year. We get winter. I'm looking forward to the administration coming to us with something that we can say, get our arms around and say, yes, this is what we need going forward, and it will protect our houseless community. It would not be just maybe a warming center, but low barrier shelter. So there are a number of needs, and they need to be addressed now. Thank you.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Thank you. I'm supporting this also as a sponsor. It was expensive, but I am thankful to the convention center, at least for the 2 weeks that we had, and for the people who provided that service. We just need more. That's planned, as been said, but I'm supporting this because we need to compensate the people who did the really heavy lifting during those 2 weeks. So I'm definitely a yes vote.
Councilmember Stratton.
Council Member Wilkerson brought something up that I want to thank those employees at the convention center. We heard from a couple of them a couple weeks ago, and they really, above and beyond, provided services, and probably in situations that they weren't even remotely trained in providing. So I really appreciate it. And to echo Councilmember Kinnear, I'm still disappointed and frustrated that we are several weeks away from the closing of that convention center, and we have nothing in place for those individuals that are living on our streets. And I'm hoping very soon we'll have something. It's still cold at night. We're still getting lots of emails from a very compassionate community that's concerned, and people that are angry because nothing's been done. So I'll keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully in the next few days we'll have something, but I want the community to know we do care and that we will work with the administration once we know what their plan is. Thanks.
All right. Have a roll call. Councilmember Stratton.
Aye.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Aye.
Council President Tanai. Councilmember Cathcart.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Aye.
Councilmember Bingle.
Aye.
Councilmember Zappone.
Aye.
All right, that passes 7-0. We added a housekeeping resolution to our agenda today that Ms. Pfister will need to read in its entirety.
Resolution number 2022-17, a resolution amending Resolution 2022-7, which appointed city council members to boards, committees, and commissions for 2022. Whereas city council members are appointed to serve on various boards, committees, and commissions, including city council standing committees, intergovernmental boards, and various other boards and committees. And whereas city council standing committee appointments are governed by Chapter 2.005 of the Spokane Municipal Code and Rule 6 of the City Council's Rules of Procedure, and whereas Section 2.005.010 paren 0, paren 6 of the Spokane Municipal Code provides that standing committee membership shall be determined at the second legislative session of the City Council at each calendar year and memorialized by resolution of the City Council, and whereas Council passed Resolution 2022-7 on January 10, 2022, and whereas subsequent to changes to the appointments set forth in Resolution 2022-7 may be approved by motion of the council, now therefore be it resolved that the Spokane City Council amends the appointments set forth in Resolution 2022-7 with the following changes, which are reflected in the updated attached list on file in the city clerk's office. Replaces Councilmember Wilkerson with Councilmember Zappone on TPA Hotel Motel and Visit Spokane. Removes Councilmember Stratton from AWC, removes Regional Governance, removes Board of Health, and adds SCEO Subcommittee with Councilmember Kinnear appointed.
All right. There's no public commentary. Is there any council commentary? All right. Seeing none, I'll have a roll call. Councilmember Stratton.
Aye.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Aye.
Council President Tanai. Councilmember Cathcart.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Aye.
Councilmember Bingle.
Aye.
Councilmember Zappone.
Aye.
All right. Got no final reading of ordinances, but we do have a first reading ordinance.
Ordinance C 36-168 relating to multiple family housing property tax exemption, amending Spokane Municipal Code Section 8.15.030D by amending the map attachment A, Spokane MFTE target area through expansion of the target area boundary.
And I know the one ordinance 72, hearing one's deferred, but the hearing two, maybe.
Yes, I'm sorry. An ordinance C 36-173 will be considered under hearings item H2B. Further action is deferred on the first reading ordinances. And then, was there any testimony?
Oh, I'll ask, but, well, no, there's nobody signed up for public commentary for either of those, so.
H2A, hearing on vacation of the alley between Pacific and Second Avenues from Sherman Street to Sheridan Street as requested by Bob Cook. H2B, first reading ordinance C 36-173, vacating the alley between Pacific Avenue and Second Avenue from the east line of Sherman Street to the west line of Sheridan Street. Further action is deferred on the first reading ordinance.
All right, so that brings us to open forum. We have 5 people who've signed up. I'm a little unclear how many are going to be.
We need to take action on this one, H2A.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking they were first reading ordinance, but I get it. Sorry. Sorry. H2A on the vacation on Pacific and 2nd Avenues. We don't have any public commentary. Is there any council commentary? Not seeing any. We'll have a roll call. Councilmember Stratton.
Aye.
Councilmember Kinnear.
Aye.
Council President Sinai. Councilmember Cathcart.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkerson.
Aye.
Councilmember Bingle.
Aye.
Councilmember Zappone.
Aye.
Okay. That passes 7-0, and the H1 matters are for next week. So, all right. Now we're to open forum. We have 5 people signed up, and I'm not sure who's by phone and who's by video, but I remember Mr. Hanson was there, so see if we can promote.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my video, but
Okay. So, Brian,
need to be seen. Just
welcome to City Council. You have up to 3 minutes.
thank you very much, Mr. President and members of the council. It's my pleasure to be able to address you. A little bit about myself before I get to the subject matter. I've been a lawyer for 27 years. Prior to working for my current employer, the last 13 years, the largest hospital system in the country, I was general counsel for Kia Motors in building of an automobile plant in Georgia. And prior to that, I was assistant counsel for the Gwinnett County Board of Planning and then later the county commissioners. So I'm familiar with county councils, city councils, and the like. When I was given the opportunity to relocate to a home office anywhere in the country, it was immediate. My choice was Spokane. I very much enjoyed my time down at Washington State University. I finished my Naval Reserve drilling out at the Air Force Base. I'm very familiar with the area. And one of the reasons why I decided to move to this area was because of the congenial nature of things, and that includes the board. We started off this council meeting talking about play, the play organization, and that's all about how you get along with one another. And what I did not like seeing in the news, both the newspaper and in the video television news, was last week's dysfunction. I understand there are certain people out there that like to make political agendas out of everything that comes across their plate, but I don't think that serves our community very well. And I'm a firm believer that you're going to catch more flies with honey than vinegar, so the last thing that you need to do is suspend ordinary practice in order to carry out an agenda item that is divisive. We live in a very, very divisive country right now. I worry about what my children are inheriting, and I just think that at the local level, we need to be a little bit more congenial and understanding of each other, and not make it World War III on the front pages of the newspaper. But if you have an issue among the board members or the council members, to just discuss that amongst themselves and try to reach consensus before airing dirty laundry in front of the public and showing a level of dysfunction that I think does a disservice to the people that you guys were elected to serve. And with that, I will give back the balance of my time.
Thank you so much for participating tonight, and welcome back to the community. Next, I have Tim Kinsey. Star 3. If you want to hit star 3, Tim. Okay, we'll come back to Tim. Next, I have signed up Randy Ashford. Randy, if you'd like to hit star 3. All right. Randy, are you there?
Yes, thank you, and good evening.
Yeah, welcome to City Council. You have up to 3 minutes.
My name is Randy. Thank you. My name is Randy Ashford, and I am an early childhood mental health consultant with Community Minded Enterprises and a member of the Spokane Alliance. My role doesn't just involve providing mental health support to the families and early learning workforce, but it also involves bringing hope. In healthier times, my professional focus frequently revolved around helping sites to develop support strategies for children with challenging behaviors. But my consultation focus has shifted towards crisis management for sites facing serious struggles on multiple levels. Like my fellow consultants across the state, I've witnessed the increased toll of chronic and acute stress among early educators, which shows up as psychological trauma, burnout, compassion fatigue, and moral injury. Moral injury can result when one experiences an acute or chronic sense of injustice, and early educators are vulnerable because an implicit part of their job is to begin instilling a sense of justice in young minds. Feelings of helplessness and lost hope have resulted in many early educators leaving the field altogether, and some child care staff have died. Some centers have closed for good. Every single child care site on my caseload has experienced the loss of workers, and this trend has accelerated during the pandemic's most recent surge. This is due in part to the emotional toll on centers, but the underlying cause can be traced back to a lack of systemic support and public intervention. Not long ago, I met with all the staff of one child care site, and they had been working shorthanded for months. At the start of our session together, the entire program team had been discussing the option of quitting. All of their children were sick. All their staff were sick. Parents were furious and panicked at the thought of lost child care services. And on top of this, the director was dealing with severe chronic pain. These were just the most pressing problems for this site. And sometimes the main question in consultation sessions like these is, where do we even start? I use the metaphor of a house fire to describe the situation of too many child care programs. I'd like to ask those listening tonight to reflect. If your home was on fire, would you try to fight the fire by yourself, or would you call 911 for help? It's an unfair dilemma. Child care centers are facing rising flames, and I would like to route their 911 call to us tonight. My job often involves bringing a sense of calm in distressing situations, but tonight I am here to sound an alarm. On behalf of the child care system and the child families that depend on those services, I urge you to consider using ARPA funding to address the vulnerabilities in this critical sector of our economy by 1, providing subsidies for families, 2, direct workforce stabilization for child care workers, and 3, funding an additional mental health professional to respond to the mental health needs of children, families, and early care staff. I thank you.
Thank you,
very
Randy.
much for your time.
Thank you for participating tonight, and thanks for your work in the community. Next of Anwar Peace. Anwar, if you want to hit star 3. All right, Anwar, welcome back to City Council. You have up to 3 minutes.
Good evening. Friday afternoon, the staff of a treatment center witnessed a homeless man in the midst of a mental health crisis get brutally tackled onto a raised brick flower bed near their front door by 3 Spokane police officers. Then the staff watched officers taser the man multiple times while he was pinned face down on the asphalt. When officers then put handcuffs on the man, they put them on so tightly that staff members said that it made his wrist bleed. The man was booked into jail for jaywalking, obstruction, resisting, intimidating of a weapon, which were nunchucks, and is in jail on a bond of $3,000. But the police narrative of the incident does not match up with witness statements that I have received, which is a concerning pattern that I've been finding regarding multiple SPD cases. I have many serious concerns about the brutality used in the arrest of this homeless man during this mental health crisis on Friday. These concerns of mine are also shared by our local community, as well as many community leaders and civil rights leaders from across the state that have reached out to me about this case, and they too share the same serious concerns I do. So I have 3 questions for city leaders. Was the Spokane Police Department's Behavioral Health Unit co-deploy team utilized in this incident? And if not, why not? This individual was clearly in the midst of a mental health crisis and the co-deploy team could have used their skills of de-escalation to get this individual the help they desperately needed without creating more trauma in their life by this brutal arrest? 2, what kinds of de-escalation skills or de-escalation tactics were used by the police department with this individual before police force was used? House Bill 1310 mandates officers must deploy de-escalation tactics with suspects before using force on them. But this homeless man's bloody wrists on Friday's arrest tell a different story. And if de-escalation did not take place in this arrest, then these officers violated the law. 3, why weren't the recently acquired pepper ball launchers used in this situation? The City Council in October approved 100 pepper ball launchers lobbied by SPD and the Downtown Spokane Partnership due to the urgent need for them for situations like what happened on Friday. The city government or the police department should address these serious concerns I have raised, because Spokane deserves to have a police force that is dedicated on prioritizing accountability and community safety and reducing police violence. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for participating, Anwar. I'm going to try Tim Kinsey again. Tim Kinsey, if you're there, if you want to hit *3. All right. Tim, welcome to Spokane City Council. You have up to 3 minutes.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm getting other noises on my phone. Here we go. All right. In my research on the virus and masks, I have discovered that there's a occupation called industrial hygienist engineer. And what they do is they're experts on viruses, bacteria, heating systems, masks. They got to know all this stuff. Yeah, airflow, all kinds of things. And when this virus first started coming out, I have medical people that I know very well, and they gave information. I asked them, well, what's the deal with this virus? And the one thing I found out, it is really, really, really small. And if a piece of paper was the size, if you take an 8 by 11.5 piece of paper, if you just put a pen dot, on that piece of paper, the virus would be that size. So the virus compared to that piece of paper as a human hair, the circumference, it is so small. So the whole point there with the smallness of the virus is there's no mask that has any efficacy to stop the virus from getting in the air. The other thing they said is that in a room where there's no circulation, that virus, because it's considered aerosolized, that virus will not hit the ground for 52 days. So it's floating out there. And then the other thing is it goes out 26 feet, not the 6 feet stuff. I mean, these are from the experts, the industrial hygienist engineers. And then when they look at the mask, they say that if you have hair on your face, which everybody does, men and women, that mask has to be sealed, but it can't be sealed. Not even the N95s can be sealed. Although the N95s give a better efficacy, it is so small in the, if it isn't sealed, it's like 2%. But these engineers will say you have to have a 90% efficacy in order for a mask to work. So we're living in this delusional thing that our masks are working, and they're not. So what is there anything out there that can give a 90% plus efficacy in killing and destroying? Of course, that's another question. What kills and destroys the virus in our environment?
Tim, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you've come to the end of your 3 minutes.
I don't know where we're sitting this time here.
So your 3 minutes is up.
But they have come up with solutions.
We'll get you back next week if you want to sign up again and finish. Thanks. All right, we have one more speaker, Kim Schmidt. If you're there, Kim?
You're muted, Council President.
Yeah, President Beggs, you're muted.
Oh, that was my problem. I'm sorry, Tim. I was talking to you and you couldn't hear me. But anyway, you came to the end of your 3 minutes. But feel free to sign up again next week or at a future meeting to finish your thoughts with us. Kim Schmidt, if you can hit *3, you're our last speaker tonight. Kim, welcome to Spokane City Council. You have up to 3 minutes.
Hi, thank you, and good evening. I listened to the public safety meeting earlier today, and Councilwoman Kinnear asked the question that I was thinking regarding Spokane police officers taking their vehicles home. Mileage on police vehicles has been a recurring topic of discussion for the 3 years that I've engaged in Spokane City Council meetings, and I do feel it requires further scrutiny. I'll explain why I feel that way. Most of you know that I do not live in Spokane, but I do spend all my money there, as I've mentioned before. I will not publicly state my exact address or neighborhood for everybody's anonymity, but I will say I live at approximately 16 miles from the main Spokane police station. At the end of my street lives an officer with a vehicle take-home privileges. I know this because I regularly see the patrol vehicle in the garage. So let's do some math. Assuming the Spokane officer works a fairly standard alternating schedule for police officers, where they work 3 days 1 week and then 4 the next, also assuming that the patrol vehicle is driven round trip to and from work without making any side trips, and assuming that the officer reports for duty at the main station, that would add 5,751 miles to that patrol vehicle that is housed in my neighborhood each year. I recall that patrol vehicles hit what I'll refer to as the mileage danger zone, where they become incredibly expensive to repair. They hit that around 75,000 miles. So just a reminder, driving that one patrol vehicle home to and from work every day adds 5,751 miles. So further, during the 1:30 p.m. meeting, a link was placed in the comments for a document from 2019 that listed the names of officers with vehicle take-home privileges. As the officer retention rate has been extremely high, as was discussed earlier today also, that list from 2019 likely hasn't changed much. My quick count revealed 196 names on that list. I may have missed one here or there, or added an extra here or there. That was a quick count. So I understand that there can be incidents or emergencies where an officer, it's going to be likely an officer of high rank, may have to report to an emergency incident during off-duty hours, and that having instant access to a patrol vehicle could be beneficial. However, I don't foresee that problem arising often. I would also be curious to know how often those emergencies arise. So ultimately, I feel that having such a massive roster of officers who are able to use their patrol vehicles for normal transportation to and from work that, you and I would use our own cars for is too costly to the city. So thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for participating. That brings us to the end of our meeting this week. We do have a meeting next Monday on Valentine's Day, and then after that, we're going to take a week off for the President's Day holiday. Please, everybody, take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of someone else, and we are adjourned.